Liberation greetings to all and sundry, to all our brave comrades for the freedom of the once independent state of Southern Cameroons. Liberation greetings to Ambazonians all over the world, especially on Ground Zero. And of course, my focus is on those in North America. Today is Tuesday, December 13th, D-Day minus one, regarding this landmark demonstration that we are planning for Washington, D.C. My people of Ambazonia, you can see that as the days are getting closer, the smile on my face is getting broader. The smile on my face is getting broader because I am beginning to see the kind of mobilization that I had wished and expected that we see heading into this very important demonstration, what I call the Washington Showdown, the Battle of Washington, D.C., between La République du Cameroon and the people of Ambazonia, the oppressed people of the southern Cameroons. My dear brothers and sisters of Ambazonia, one day to that event, a lot of things are falling in shape, and I'm very excited. If you doubt what I say, just go to the last video. You see the messages below, you see the comments below. You understand what I'm saying. That a lot of our people who had lost hope, who are about to give up on this liberation movement, are getting back to the fold. They are coming to change the match, my brothers and sisters. Don't be left behind. Don't be left behind. I say, don't be left behind. At least this is not the time to be left behind. We have seen for ourselves that those who are determined to hold us in bondage, in slavery, and servitude are working overtime to ensure that we never get the freedom we seek. Yes, they are working overtime. Of course, you know that the thief doesn't sleep. While you are there getting some deep sleep and enjoying yourself and saying, I'm the owner, the person that is doing everything to take it from you does not sleep. They don't slumber. Therefore, my people, we have to stay woke. My people, we have to stay mobilized. My people, we have to seize the moment every time the opportunity shows up to do what we must do to give hope back to our people. To let the people on ground zero know that their sacrifices for 6 years and counting will not be in vain. To let the people on ground zero know that the respect they show for Country Sunday every Monday is not in vain. At least we are now all aware. Did you hear the Cameroon Minister of the Economy, Planning and Regional Development talk in Parliament, Alamin Usman May? You heard what he said? He said the economy of the country is suffering tremendously because of their ongoing genocidal war in the southern Cameroons. Following up on him, Louis-Paul Motaze, the Minister of Finance, said the war is costing the country a lot of money to the point where they are finding it difficult to meet the needs of the state. If they open up to tell you, they will tell you that ghost towns alone, those country Sundays alone, by our brave hearts, by our brave civilians on ground zero that they are respecting every Monday, is crippling the economy of the occupier and making the cost of occupation extremely high by day and by night. I said the last time that they've raised the cost of fiscal stamps. Did you hear what the Minister of Finance of La République du Cameroon, Louis-Paul Motaze, say in Parliament, taking a question as to why they keep raising the cost of a thing like fiscal stamp that is an absolute necessity, because the only employer of that country is the government, and the only way people get jobs is writing public exams upon public exams. And so the minister's response was that in Senegal, a fiscal stamp costs 2.5. In Cote d'Ivoire, a fiscal stamp costs about 3,000 CFA. But that minister forgot to mention that teachers in Cote d'Ivoire earn almost 600,000 CFA. And trust me, the West African CFA is stronger than the Biya, the Central African CFA. What Louis-Paul Motaze forgot to tell the people, or denied to tell them, was that in Senegal, teachers earn over 400, between 450 to 500,000 CFA francs every month. So it's not complicated for them to remove 3,000 funds and pay for a fiscal stamp. But for the teachers in Cameroon, some of them earn 60,000. What Lipo Motaze failed to say was that what they call SMIC, the minimum wage, which in La République du Cameroon is 36,000. That the minimum wage in Côte d'Ivoire is over 100,000. That the minimum wage in Senegal is over 100,000 CFA. That's what he forgot to say. My people of Ambazonia, by our strength, by our determination, by our show of resilience, we are bringing La République du Cameroon down faster than we can imagine, faster than we can settle down and chronicle. That is why you see they have brought their, those who infiltrated our ranks claiming they were with us. They are all out there now. I'm sure you follow Sofoncha, ranting somewhere in Washington, D.C., how they are going to be building support for the one Cameroon. You definitely saw Nick Santos, all smiles there, but at the same time, looking so suspicious, confused and disturbed, because it's not easy to be a traitor. But my people of Ambazonia, our demonstration tomorrow, December 14, 2022, in Washington, D.C., will set the record straight. Will send the message that we deserve to send. I want to thank each and every one of you who is mobilizing right now, who is making calls, who is making audios, who is reaching out, who is organizing carpooling opportunities, who is organizing mass transport facilities, buses hired here and there to get people into Washington, D.C. tomorrow. Trust me, your mark will be known by posterity. Trust me, what you are doing, your generation will be very proud of you. My dear people of Ambazonia, let me say this. There are people among us who are so determined to, who are working overtime. They are not having sleep to make sure this demonstration fails. I don't want to get too much into their motives, because the first thing I know is that sometimes it's simply because they feel they are not the ones that called it. I said earlier, this is not a group thing. This is the people's demonstration. The time for us to reenact September 22, 2017 in Washington, D.C. Recall what the turnout of our people on ground zero in millions in the streets did to the colonial administration. It took everyone aback to the point where Okalia Bilai Bernard could not hold it and refer to us as dogs. If that thing still angers you, then come out. The only way to show righteous anger is to come out and be counted in Washington, D.C. So the theme of this discussion today is that we must arise in righteous anger and prove to La République du Cameroon and its apparatchiks in our midst that nothing would deter us from making this demonstration a resounding success. Therefore, you have seen some communication. You have seen some write-up circulating titled Breaking News. And that communication, what is it saying? That myself, Mba Akuro, that was led by some people called, was that Chris Anu, led by Christensa Assom, with Christmas Ebini, Kometa Elvis, that we were received by the Cameroon ambassador to Washington, D.C., in the presence of some members of the Cameroon government, including the Minister of Defense. And at the same time, I am on this platform urging us all to go there and give Mr. Paul Biya a run for his last remaining energy. How contradictory is that? You will be surprised that the person I saw sharing it feverishly, knowing very well that this is falsehood, absolute manipulation, is no other than one person who calls himself Dr. Mongwa Martin, or Martin Mongwa, says he is the communication minister for Sako Samuel Ikome. Martin Mongwa. And the entire communication team, the entire Sako communication teams, are the ones sharing it mercilessly across the forums. What is the objective? Discourage people from showing up for the demonstration on grounds that those who are spearheading this demonstration have already sold out. And shamefully, a lot of our people in the diaspora, some have reached out to Mr. Kuro, tell me this is not true. Is that a thing to ask? We should learn to recognize falsehood when we see it. We should learn to recognize manipulation when we see it. In my communication yesterday, I said here, and I'm repeating, that anyone claiming that he or she is leading anything in this liberation movement and is based in North America, if we don't see you in Washington, D.C., the message is clear that you are not with us. Because if you are for this liberation movement, this is the time to be mobilizing people to go out there and tell the world that a dictator, a genocidaire, that somebody who is summarily executing our people is hiding in Conrad Hotel in Washington, D.C. That is what you should be doing. If truly you are for this liberation movement. Anyone who calls himself an activist in this liberation movement, and you say you are standing for the freedom of Ambazonia, you say you are standing for the total or absolute independence, as our people wrote on Christian Kadinatumi's survey, 69% of them on ground zero, that we want absolute independence. If you believe that you are standing for that absolute independence, and you are an activist based in North America, if we don't see you in Washington, D.C., then all that your activism has just been a cover-up, because you definitely have been an infiltrator in our ranks. We have to all stand up and be counted. This is the time to show it. The time for games is over. The wind is blowing so hard, blowing ever so strong, that is making it possible now for us to see the color of the anus of the hen. Yes, my people, this is not time for half measures. This is the time for us to be firm. To be firm. We have played around so long. We have given the opportunity to charlatans to destroy our liberation movement too long. That is why some of them feel that the only way to destroy this demonstration is attack the messengers, those fronting, those taking action to say, let us demonstrate. My people, why I raise it, to decry it, and also to clarify, to denounce that blatant lie from the pit of hell, and also to make sure you know its motive and why the people send it out and even know some of those who are sending it out. I want to make this fervent appeal. Don't concentrate on it. Don't pay attention to them. Let us focus on that demonstration, because what they're intending to do is take away our focus on that demonstration. Let us remain focused on that demonstration. Remain woke. Do everything possible to shame this devil of division and disorganization in our ranks. The demon of division, of constant manipulation, has lived in our midst and caused harm to this liberation movement too long that we can't tolerate him another 1 second in our midst. If you are ready to destroy this demon of division and manipulation in our midst, rise up and be in Washington, D.C., December 14, 2022. And for information, we are going to assemble at 801 G Street, G as in George, G Street, Northwest, Washington, D.C., and the zip code is 20001. That is where we will be meeting. We begin meeting from 8 a.m. because by 10 we are set to go. The LED truck is becoming a reality because a lot of you out there are contributing feverishly to make it a reality. We are still short of some little amount to complete. We are still short of about, about $800. This is not so much money, but you know what I like? I like the fact that I'm seeing a lot of people contributing their $20, their $25, their $50, some even their $16, some their $15, because the sheer number of people contributing to this fund makes me understand, therefore, that our people are determined to be part of this venture. I know there are single individuals who could single-handedly bankroll this whole thing, but will not have this popular appeal that we are having. And I want to continue to thank each and every one of you contributing immensely. And so if you are still to contribute, the path to contribution through Zelle is amberrelief2018 at gmail.com. Amber Relief, AMBARELIEF 2018 at gmail.com. If you want to send by PayPal because you're in Canada, you are in Europe, you're in Asia, the path is amberrelief2018 at gmail.com. You use PayPal. So that's AMBARELIEF 2018 at gmail.com. I'll also pin as the first comment under this video the same path to your contribution. My dear brothers and sisters of Ambazonia, we have until 5 p.m. EDT, Eastern Daylight Time, to pay in the money for this LED truck. Our technicians are already working on the pictures, the videos, according to the specifications given to us by the company concerned on how to get those images on that truck so we can get the best possible outcome in the streets of Washington, D.C. 5 p.m. EDT. 5 p.m. EDT will be 11 p.m. Amber time. Will be 11 p.m. in Berlin. My dear people of Ambazonia, let us rise. Take the moment. Let us make sure we are part of this demonstration. Let us be counted. So, like I said, we will assemble at 801 G Street, Northwest Washington, D.C. And then from there, we will begin marching with the LED truck ahead of us. And our first stop will be 801 Mount Vernon Place, Northwest. Mount Vernon, Vernon, Vernon. Mount Vernon Place, Washington, D.C., Northwest. And the zip code is the same like the first, 20001. And then our second stop will be at 950 New York Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. The zip code again, 20001. My people of Ambazonia, listen. You have also received the telephone number to Conrad Hotel. Don't economize your airtime. Don't economize your time. Continue to call that hotel and call and call and call until you can call no more, to let everyone working there know that they are harboring a nonagenarian genocidaire who is right now visiting genocide on the peace-loving people, on the innocent people of the southern Cameroons. We must continue to do that. We must never give them the least opportunity to go without being exposed. That is supposed to be our sacred duty. And we must continue to stand up to our billing. We must continue to stay true to it. And so therefore, if you are in Asia, you are in Europe, you are in Africa, you are in ground zero, you are on ground one, on ground two, you have friends, you have family, you have acquaintances in North America, your own duty right now, and you have to do it as a vigil, all through today, overnight. Pick your phone, go to WhatsApp, call, text, do everything, and remind them, have you secured your means of transportation to Washington, D.C.? Please don't disgrace us. Don't disappoint us. Go there and let us see you. The cameras will be out there. Everyone will be seen. My people of Ambazonia, we must rise like one man and tell the world that enough is enough. But before I go, I want to congratulate all those who were seriously hurt one way or the other in this liberation movement to the point of withdrawal, but who have decided now that the time to come back is now, who have decided to let the spirit of our freedom engulf them once more. Listen, we will make it. We will attain our objective. Together we will get there. La République du Cameroon is in the dying moments of their occupation in Ambazonia. They will be there longer if we give them the opportunity. if you are determined to deny them that opportunity to be there longer, this is the time that we have to get out and show it. Yes, because we must deny them that opportunity. We must tell the world that every single bona fide Ambazonian wants freedom. They will know that by seeing our numbers. So therefore, my people, rendezvous to Washington, D.C. I will be up again on this platform as early as 6 a.m. Eastern Time on the 14th to remind everyone that is still sleeping, that hadn't completed the arrangement, to get up quickly and get ready for us to meet in Washington, D.C. I have taken it as a sacred duty to use every arsenal that God has ever endowed me with to make sure we attain this objective. I know you too are doing the same. And I want to congratulate you who are watching me and who is doing the same thing. I can see you picking up your phone, about to make a call to remind someone to be there. I can see you picking up your phone to make that last minute contribution that will enable us pick up this LED truck. And I want to thank all of you. Listen, let us ignore all those who are working overnight in our midst to make sure this demonstration fails. Let us ignore them. Recall, there is an African proverb that says, if you find the hawk descending on top speed to pick the chicks, what do you need to do? You chase the hawk away first before you go blaming the hen for wandering so far into the forest in the first place. Because you have heard the hen squeaking, screaming as the chick is coming down. You don't stand there, oh hen, why did you first go there? You make sure you send away the hawk. And then you have time to settle down and blame the hen for wandering too far into the forest. So let's ignore all those rantings, all those useless write-ups. When you see them, just attach the trash icon on it. Dump them in the bin. Get ready and let us meet in Washington, D.C. To God be the glory.